This program specifically is really helping to find those musicians who are ready for that next level to be placed in American orchestras, and really understanding what it means to be in an American orchestra, to come in as the only minority sometimes, and to sit amongst others who don't look like you. And so those are things that we focused on as Sphinx Organization. We focused on getting musicians ready.
I think what happens with a lot of young musicians is that they've been trained how to play their instruments, but rarely have they been trained on how to get a job, how to actually enter the workplace. And I think my job is sort of combining two issues. One, keeping them focused on how to play their instrument and keeping them in that sort of training mode, at the same time telling them what it is that they're expected to do with the repertoire itself in order to get jobs. Because once you leave school, it's not so easy. You lose track of not just the competition, of the aspect of what's everybody like around you, but it's also what are the expectations of those who are listening to you. And I think that that's what we give.
With this intensive, specifically NASS, the National Alliance for Audition Support, we are gathered here to bring all musicians who are really focused on winning orchestral jobs. So we're talking about job placement in American orchestras. So our job here is to really prepare them for that in terms of psychologically, mental preparation, as well as receiving lessons from world-renowned artists and teachers who are here, and also just creating a network of individuals who are going through the same things in terms of the audition circuit and things of that nature.
I was hoping to have really detailed guidance on very specific things, both mentally and practically on the instrument itself, but to then take that material and that feedback and then have a lesson with a great teacher on it, and to bring that all back home with me. I can it really helps me to rework what needs to be worked on. And to have the psychologist come in and sort of pick apart all these different methods and just really teach the general idea of how to, stay present when you need to, how to maintain your breathing under pressure, how to think of the whole concept as really not life and death. It's just a moment, and you just want to make music, and that's the goal. But it verges on the danger of being much more than that. And with this group, with Sphinx, I get a lot of support. I feel that. And seeing people who have been friends for 5, 6, 7 years, and seeing how they interact with each other, I get the feeling of encouragement.
Bringing together these 18 talented musicians has already created what I actually observed as kind of an instant community. And everybody knows that the job ahead of them is really difficult. It's very stressful, and to have the support of somebody else going through that process is critical for success.
Every single person I've worked with so far, they're incredibly open to new ideas, to reinforcement. They want to know what we know, because they want to get to the next level. And I would love to see, maybe the next time I would hear them, to see that somebody is just this much more comfortable. For me, from what I find, is that when somebody makes one really great change to their playing, then the changes can be exponential. The improvement, therefore, can be exponential. It's just literally like a curve, like when you see a graph, a chart, and it starts off with that little bit, and then boom, they fly.